Yeah. We're back. Good evening and welcome to SAFC Fan TV and another edition of the Sunday Bunch. Oh, it's been a while. We've missed you. We really have. With myself tonight, we have CONRAD Lee. Good to be back, CONRAD.
Yes.
Good. We also have the Mad Mistake. Hello, the Mad Mistake.
Hello.
Good. And we got Dino with us. Is your bed made?
No.
A few drinks behind there.
Oh, there you go. And down south, we've got Jacob. Hello, Jacob.
How are we doing?
All right, good. Well, just very quickly, I want to go around and find out what have you been doing while we've been off in the summer. CONRAD, what have you been up to?
Apart from watching England bring football back home, so close, having COVID, which is still ongoing at the moment, so I'm not really allowed out of the house at the moment. But apart from that, everything's fine.
Good stuff. Mad Mistake. Terry, what have you been up to in the summer?
Apart from the usual YouTube shenanigans, been sorting out the bedroom, finished upstairs, completely done. So happy days. Nice, bright room for a change.
Looks good.
Looking very good. Looking very
nice.
good.
Especially that trophy cabinet.
Dino, what have you been up to in the summer?
A lot of work and a lot of golf, just non-stop golf, basically.
Did pretty good. Apparently the other day finished 4th out of 5.
Yeah.
And Jacob down south, what have you been doing this summer?
A lot of work for me, mate, but also I want to congratulate any viewers watching tonight who donated to our Macmillan Cancer Support page. Last week, we completed the Mighty Hike Challenge, 26 miles from Alnwick to Bamborough, raising over £3,000. So if you donated, thank you very much. This medal means a lot to me.
Well done to Jacob. Well done. All right. Right. Don't forget, we are live, which means you can join in the show via the live chat. If you'd like to, we'll try and include as many people as we can. Stephen Hensel already there. Thane, our friend. SAFC Dave 17 there. YMCA Tommy says, here we go. I've noticed, CONRAD Lee there. Anthony Lee as well. Tony Lee, friend of the show. Good to be back. And just very quickly, on the chat, you might see that CONRAD down there, he's got a special colour and he has a little badge by his name. That means we've set up the membership. If you would like to become a member of SAFC Fan TV, you can do so. It's on the homepage. Just hit the join button, do that. You can join us. It's $1.99. It contributes towards the channel, helping it grow. But you will get access to members only content. So as a member, you'll get special preferences. As we see you there, you'll get a little badge beside your name as well. We'll give you a shout out if we see you as a member as well. So that's available if you want to check that out. So where we're going to start then? New signings, I think. If you've been away, I've got to say I've been quite busy with working the England games, and well done to England making the final so close to bringing it home. So I've got to admit I've sort of missed out on all the signings and what's been happening. So I'm hoping the other lads are up to speed and can fill us in on this. The same as anybody watching. If you've missed out. We will tell you all the details. Terry, new signings. The list I've got down here: Alex Pritchard, Corey Evans, Jacob Carney, Callum Doyle. In so far, any that you know of, any standouts? What do you reckon?
Well, Doyle's looked good in the pre-season friendlies so far. It's a solid lad, 17-year-old. You wouldn't think he was 17. You know, he seems to be well beyond his years at this moment in time. But obviously, a step up in level to League One. We'll see what he's like then. Pritchard, obviously, we haven't seen him because of COVID. Unfortunately, he's had COVID, so he's going to be having a test on his heart on Tuesday. And if everything's okay, he can start training again. And Evans seems to be getting better. He had a better game yesterday. Seemed to be like the new sort of Grant Ledbetter type role. and I haven't really seen the goalkeeper. But to be honest, it's been a pretty disappointing transfer window so far, if I may say so. Very disappointing. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens in the next 2 weeks.
Right, fair enough. You see Callum Doyle, they're 17 years old, from Man City, the under-23s on loan. So, he could be a good asset to us. Premier League caliber. We've got people joining as members already. I've got to give a shout out to Michael Fish. Thank you very much. Marianne and Carl Taylor, our friends over in Boston, Massachusetts, back on the scene. Hello to you. They've joined as members as well. Thank you very much to you for that. As John Hunter, you got your little badge there. The longer you remember as well, your badge changes. And like I say, we are grateful to you lot for signing up to that. Dino, new signings, anybody stand out for you, or do you know of any? What they're like?
Well, the Pritchard one on paper is a cracking signing, but he's had his injury troubles. I mean, he was only playing Premier League 2 years ago with Huddersfield. He's always been that lad who's had the potential to do good things, but he's been hindered by injuries, and I just hope it's not going to be another Jack Rodwell kind of person where he had the potential to do so much and he literally done nothing and got injured all the time and sat on the bench and didn't want to play. I just hope it's not going to be one of them. But on paper, that should be a cracking signing. He's a creative midfielder. He's not scared to take someone on, have a shot. He's very creative. I think he's one of them people who needed a creative midfielder. Evans come from the Championship. I mean, he looks decent on the ball. He looks very calm. Looks like he'll burst forward. Doyle, 17-year-old, he's probably, obviously he said he picked Sunderland for a certain reason, but let's be fair, if you go from Man City Academy and you come to Sunderland, there's not going to be a lot of difference where the facilities, because the facilities are top-notch. Callum Doyle wouldn't want to go to somewhere like, say, for example, like a Fleetwood or something like that, because the facilities aren't as good. So maybe he chose us for that, but he looks quite good. 17 years old. Hopefully he's going to be the new Sanderson of the season. And the keeper, I don't know. I think he's more of an under 23 player, isn't he? I don't know much about the keeper. I don't think he'll replace Patterson or even Burge. I think he'll just be one of them players who just sticks around the squad but never gets his game really.
Right, fair dues. Bradley Young on the chat says Corey Evans. He thinks he's like Grant Ledbetter, but Evans does better when he's going forward with the ball. Jacob, what about the new signings then? Pritchard from Huddersfield, Corey Evans come from Blackburn. Jacob Carney, the goalie we've got from Man United. And then, of course, Callum Doyle. What do you think so far with those?
Reasonable signings, I would say, so far, but obviously we've still got bit of a way to go in terms of what we need to get in for that opening game against Wigan. I think one player we do really need is a striker right now, but I'm confident we will get a decent striker in through the door. But in terms of what we've brought in so far...
Sorry, Jacob. When you say against Wigan, do you mean Sunderland B team? Is that what you mean? And they're buying all our players.
Bailey Wright could be added to the list as well.
Well,
Jordan Jones.
Jordan Jones as well.
Exactly. Yeah, that today. I don't know what it is with Wigan buying up all of our.
And Milton Nunes.
Yeah, carry on.
No, but back onto the players we have got in. Doyle, he really impressed me in that Hearts friendly for like 17 years old, playing as a centre half. He's really comfortable on the ball, and also he can bring the ball out from the back very well and like feed the midfield and link up really well with the midfield. I think he's going to be one that I think will look to impress as the season goes along. And I think, like Dino said, someone who could come in and do what Dion Sanderson done unexpectedly like last season. Evans adds a lot of experience into the midfield. He can also play at the back as well, which is good. If he can be like his brother Johnny, what he was on the loan spells he had with us, that would be effective. But injury records with Corey Evans is a bit of a concern. Alex Pritchard, decent. We got him on a free, to be fair. I think he'll be, I would say, be brought in to replace, because I still think that Elliot Embleton will complete his move to Blackpool eventually. I think that was the sole reason why that Pritchard was brought in to replace him. But yeah, we haven't seen too much of him. Obviously, he's hardly trained at all this pre-season because he's had COVID. But yeah, reasonable signings we've got in so far, but it's still a long way to go. We still need a few more in before that Wigan game.
Right, fair dues. Just want to give a quick shout out to Barry Shepherd, who's joined. He's become a member of SAFC Fan TV as well. Thank you very much to you for that. So Corey Evans, Johnny Evans' brother, did you say? I wasn't aware of that. Sorry, I've had my head buried in the sand. On the chat very quickly, Sam Thornton says, Terry, do you have an OnlyFans page?
What's one of those?
Oh, bloody hell.
Right, we'll set you one up. So Sam, the answer's no, apparently. Conrad, new signings. Do you know much about them?
No, not really. Aren't they all on a free? I was reading.
They are all well.
Doyle's on loan.
Yeah, Pritchard, Evans, and Carney are on a free. Doyle's on loan. So, I mean, we'll get to this.
Anyway. That's what I was going to say. Like, what happened to the money?
Well, this is what we're gonna get to this just now. Anyway, so so basically, we brought in 4 players. We haven't spent a penny. Gone out. All the people who've gone out as well have gone out on a free transfer. So we had Charlie White, who, scored a heartload of goals last season. We've gone free. Dobson, Scowen, Maguire, Power. Remy Matthews has gone to Crystal Palace. So
that's a joke.
That still baffles me.
That's mental. Who is his agent? I need him.
Well, so I just, so I don't know what's gone on there. But you're right. I mean, his agent's got him a cracking deal there.
If any Matthews can play for Palace, I'm sure Birch could play for Arsenal if that's the case.
So yeah, I mean, Max Power, Charlie White gone to Wigan, and it's nailed on that Charlie White's going to score a goal in his first game of the season back at our ground. Jacob, you want in there?
Well, 4 signed. You could technically say we brought in 5 because we haven't seen what's his name, Jamali play yet, the centre half, the Albanian lad who was out throughout the whole of Jamaji. That's it. Yeah. Be looking forward to see how he gets on.
Right,
he gets injured again though.
I mean, it's saying. I mean, on my list here, it's saying we've got 4 in, but then they've got Benji Kimpioka, who's on loan. It's the end of loan spell, so he's come back apparently. But yeah, all right. Let's get on to it then. We've, we had high hopes. KLD's come in, plenty of money, and we said, whereas with the old regime, it was definitely a case of penny pinching. They just didn't have the funds, and was asset stripping and all sorts. And we all said, well, KLD's come in, but a boatload of that now won't be an issue. And here we are. 2 weeks. When do we kick off? Yeah, two weeks on Saturday. We kick off, and we haven't spent a penny, and we haven't got any money in off anybody as well. So, is the money there? Is he being shrewd and hanging on? But if he is, he's leaving it a bit late. Conrad, do you want to kick off with that? What do you think?
I mean, it's probably that we're actually doing better in terms of balancing the books, because you imagine the money the players that we've let go were on from the first year of League One, as opposed to the ones we're bringing in now 3 years down the line. I don't imagine they're probably on the same amount as what was Power on, like $4,000 a week or something. I saw, like, and now you'll be getting players down on like 2s at tops, really, at this sort of point now that we've been here a long time. But I don't know, it just feels like, I mean, I know Thane put in the chat before, there's that lad from Exeter we might have bid for, that Josh Key, but that was like rumours of £1 million. But like, is that just scream typical Sunderland to spend £1 million on a League Two player? Like, when we spent £4 million on Grigg, it was meant to be a Championship and League One player, and look where that got us. I don't know.
Well, to be honest, I mean, I'm going to try and avoid putting a bet on Will Grigg being the league's top scorer. But having said that, I would still love to see him do it. I mean, you know, people can have a whinge about it, but to be fair, you know, what did Charlie White do for 3 or 4 years, and then all of a sudden he bangs them in like he did. So, you know, hopefully he can come good. Casual Observer says we got a multi-billionaire, and yet we're scraping about for free transfers and kids. Terry, what do you think to KLD? You know, do you think he's got money to spend, or well, he's probably got money to spend? Do you think he's willing to do that, or is he going to try and, you know, bring on the young kids?
Well, I've heard he doesn't get his money until he's 25 anyway. So he's a little nest egg, so he's not 25 till later on in the year. And also, would he want to spend a great deal of money while Donald and Methven are still there? I think he wants to own the club outright. So it's a funny one. I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on what's going on.
Let me jump in. I mean, I don't see the problem of Donald and Methven being there and him spending. You're saying about him spending. Hello.
Dino looks scared. Was that you?
No, you were saying about you know, he'll want to make money whether or not, you know, Methven and Donald, you know, benefit from it or not. I don't think it's a case of him holding back just because they're there and they're going to get, you know, it's a minute shareholding they've got now anyway. So I don't see that.
Still over 20% of the club though.
Yeah, but why
that's true.
But why would he not want it to make money, you know, straight off? You know, regardless of he's getting it off, he's still getting, you know, a massive chunk of it.
I'm not saying he doesn't want to make money. I'm saying he doesn't want to spend loads of his own money while them two are still there. That could be part of it, or could be he hasn't got the money at the moment because, like I said, it's his he's not 25 yet. He may want to balance the books first, sort everything out from the ground upwards, get everything sorted out, then slowly build the club up.
I don't think it's. I'm not sure. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the being 25 and getting his money then is probably an issue due to the fact that if he's got those sort of assets, then you know, he'll be in a position to get money, you know, any amount of money that he needs. So I don't think the fact that, you know, he doesn't physically get his hands on the cash till he's 25, you know, the fact that that's coming to them. So
what do you think the issue is? And he's got billions to spend, and he's doing free transfers. Is he going to try and get promoted by keeping as much money as possible and then using that money in the Championship? But it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because catch-22, you might not get promoted if you don't spend any kind of cash now.
Well, this is it. This is where I'm a bit disillusioned, because I thought the days of the penny pinching was over when KLD came, and it's just I thought he would go all out and say we need to get out of League One this season, simple as, right? And he'll know that. So it's a speculate to accumulate type thing, and I didn't think he would have a problem in splashing the cash. So it's come a bit of a surprise that here we are 2 weeks before kickoff and we haven't spent a penny. Dino's wanting in quickly. Sorry, Terry.
Maybe he doesn't want to spend the money because remember what happened when Donald and that came in and says, oh, we've got all this money, and people were holding them to ransom, wanting to pay over the odds for certain players, like a certain Will Grigg we paid $3 million for, and look how that turned out. Players knowing that they can say, oh, I want 10 grand a week, like apparently White did with Wigan. I mean, maybe we're not, like, just, I know, like, free transfers, people don't like them, but spending money can't guarantee promotion either. You've got to make the right signings. There's no point of going out and just splashing the cash on all these players because they're not guaranteed to work. You've got to recruit right, and so far, I think Evans is a good recruitment. I think Doyle's been really, really good, and I do believe Pritchard will become good. I think Pritchard should boss League One. It's signing the right players. It's quality over quantity.
Right, fair enough. Jacob, you want in? Go on.
Yeah, I think one thing is for sure, like the players that we have brought in, it's going down this new approach of when KLD brought in this recruitment team, which is going down but the stats and analytics data route of certain type of players that can do well in certain positions, and that's also building up from the academy as well. So yeah, I think it's going to be a case of it taking its time, but at the same time, football is a results business and it has to show. And now it's a case of getting these players ready and like proving their potential if the signings are based on that.
Right. So back to you then, Terry, because we were saying about we thought the money was going to be there just to spend. Do you think he is going to actually try and do it on the cheap?
We're going to have to spend something on a right back and a left back, simple as, because we don't have a right back or left back at the club. With 2 weeks to go, it's a bit worrying, even though Winchester's been playing at right back. And he does seem to be doing quite a good job, but do you really want Winchester as right back all season? Left back, he had young Dan Neil playing left back yesterday. He had a good game, but he isn't a left back. We've got a really strong midfield this season. So if he can just bring in a left back, right back, and a striker, possibly another centre back, only 4 more players in the next 2 weeks, I think we'll have a decent squad.
Where's Denver Hugh? Is he injured?
He hasn't signed yet, but.
He's injured.
Oh, right.
Right. So Dino, do you think KLD is going to try and do it on the cheap, or do you think they've just not seen what they want yet? Although, like I said, it's leaving it late.
I just don't think the transfer targets have been the perfect transfer targets have been spotted yet. And if they have, maybe they've talked to these clubs, and the clubs are wanting over the odd money for them, and they might. You just don't know. I know, reports get put out there, but the new reporters don't know everything, and you don't know what's being run about. I mean, we're supposed to be linked with this left back from Liverpool, Tom Gallagher or something, a left back there. I mean, like you say, the reporters don't tell you everything. We've probably put the feelers out there, but like you say, when people know KLD's got money, they're going to say we want 5 million, we want so much for this player, and they're not worth it. I mean, you only have to look at Will Grigg. We're paid over the odds, and what's he done? He's done nothing, and you don't want that situation again.
Well, that's to be honest, what you said there is quite reassuring. I think if that's the case, if they've seen targets and they're overpriced, and he's being very shrewd and not going to waste the money, then that's that's not a bad thing. Like I said, we don't know. We can only surmise, looking from the outside in. That as he got people saying, where's all this money and what have you. But if that's the case, Dino, then that's, it's a good bit of business. Terry, you was one in there?
Let's face it, KLD's a clever bloke. He'll know that clubs will say, he's a billionaire, he's a youngster. Let's get a load of money for our players off this young owner who's coming to the League One. We'll try and, rub him blind. And he's not going to stand his ground. He's not going to let it happen. He's going to, play hard ball. Maybe he wants to play hard ball first. Then people won't come in with ridiculous prices and try and rob them.
Yeah, it's fair point. And like I say, the problem is, as with all football fans, people start jumping on it. I mean, I've seen on social media people, slaying, well, he's a billionaire, spend your money, and what have you, and we get that. But if it's shrewd business he's doing, and he's not going to be.
Can I just say,
yes,
these days, a good owner, people just look at owners, a good owner who spends money. That's not the case. Look at when we spent all that money in the Prem. Look where we ended up. We're just spending money on crap and Dongs and Rodwells. You've got to be smart. You've got to sign the right players. There's no point of chucking a load of money at certain players who don't fit the club, who don't want to be here. Owners get judged on how much money they spend on, and that's all they get judged on, not of what players that have actually signed.
Yeah.
And I mean, what do we really need at the minute? We probably need another striker, probably a left back and a right back. I mean, with centre backs, I think we're all right at centre back. I think we're midfield is really strong this year. I think with 09 in there, Winchester, Evans, Embleton, you've got a strong core there, and there's only a few more players we really need.
Right, fair dues. Just before I come to you, Jacob, Thane, friend of the show, says there's some good youngsters that deserve a chance, but we do need more experience. Can't put too much pressure on them. I mean, that is a thing. You know, there are more of the young ones are getting a chance. Josh Hawkes has been brought through in the first team, and that's you know, I'd like to see him do well. He did well for the youngsters last year. Jacob, KLD not spending any money. How do you see it?
I agree with what Dino said. To be honest, I mean, being a good owner, it's about getting the balance right. I mean, we've seen too many times over the past decade in football with the amount of money that's in it, which in the stupid contracts being thrown at certain players, it's ridiculous. I mean, I remember when QPR got promoted, I think they had Tony Fernandez, a Formula One owner, just spent money after money after money, and they ended up going down. I think the highest they finished was about 16th, 17th, but that was even in the Prem when they had the facilities in place. But down in League One, it's a different story. But yeah, I think we're on the right path to getting it right. I think it's just a case of time and patience. But yeah, I am confident that we'll get one or two key mark signings before that opening game against Wigan. I think it's just a lot of work going on behind the scenes right now, but I don't think they want the fans to know too much about that in case there's slight interruptions on that and clubs could come in and potentially pick certain players that we've been linked with. So yeah, I still think there's plenty of work to do behind the scenes, but yeah, I am confident that KLD and his team will get it right.
Right, fair enough. Just very quickly, by the way, we got 46 likes. At the moment, we have 137 people watching the stream. Just hit the thumbs up. If you're watching on a mobile device, just close your live chat. If you've got that open, you'll see the thumbs up. Just hit that. We like to try and hit 100 if we can on a Thursday, so that would be nice. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free to do so, and that will help us growing our channel. Terry, you want in there?
We have to remember as well, Elliot Embleton's like a new signing as well, because he wasn't here for the part of most of last season. He's improved again as a player. He could be like it's a new signing. He could bust the midfield. So for me, Elliot Embleton, for me, it could be his season. We have to keep all that. We have to keep him at the club.
Right, okay. We are going to get onto that, but straight away, as soon as you mention Elliot Embleton, the fingers go up there. Jacob wants him first, and then we'll come to you, Dino.
Well, I've heard somewhat. Apparently, Embleton's looking to move. Like he's looking to try and force that move to Blackpool. Which, even though it would be good for him to stay, it is understand. Like he will be playing at a higher level, and I think he worked hard enough and showed to a lot of people that he deserves to be playing at a high level. Like he was fantastic for Blackpool in the second half of last season. So, if he wants to go, fair play. It will be a loss because we never saw that side of the player he is. But yeah, I think Pritchard was, for me, brought in as a replacement for him, but that's just me.
Right, fair enough. I'll come to you just now, Dino. Jeff Allcroft, Spannerman down there, friend of the show. Give Embleton a longer contract, he's saying. Dino.
If Embleton was going to move, I don't think Johnson would have played him in the friendly. I don't. I think if Embleton even wanted to go, I think he would have been dropped. I really do. And on like new sides, I know you say Embleton's a new sign, which he kind of is because we haven't really seen him much. Like Luke O'Nine's probably going to be like a new signing because he's going to be playing in the centre midfield. Wasn't he captain against was it Harrogate?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
And he was in the centre midfield. I mean, that's going to be like a new signing because we've only ever really seen him play at left back and centre back and right back. We've never really seen him in the centre. So he's going to be kind of like a new signing, even though he's been here for 3 years. And that sounds mad, but that's what it's going to feel like.
Dan Neil, like going to be like a new signing. I hope he does get his game. I really do. I
played at left back the other day, though.
I think he's got something to offer. Josh Hawkes, as much as I did say, like he plays under 23 football, it's nothing compared to League One. I think this could be a chance for him. We'll just need to strengthen left back, right back, maybe another centre mid, a striker. I think we're okay, and probably a winger, maybe. Other than that, I feel like the squad's quite balanced. I feel like we've got a bit pace in there now. We've got a little bit of composure in there. We've got a bit of youth in there because, like, we've having Leadbitter in there. We had a lot of old people in the middle. I mean, Matt Power didn't move a lot. We've got players in the centre who will move about, who will get forward. Whereas when we had all centre midfield partners like your Powers and your Leadbitters, they're just stationary. They didn't move a lot. I feel like the centre mid's going to be a key part this season.
Right. The thing is with Embleton as well. starting in the pre-season friendlies. I think a lot of these kids, want away when they're not getting regular football, and I think a lot of them now, this is their season to step up. Kim Pioka, has hovered around the edges for a bit, and this is the time. Embleton, had a great time on loan at Blackpool, and hopefully, that has brought him on as a player, and we'll now benefit from what he did. What he did at Blackpool.
Well, that's the whole point. Send them out on loan, Philly, to get the match time, see what he's got, and look what he's done. And then now we know he can hack it at this level, and we know he's got quality. That's
the whole point of sending players out on loan. It gives them a new lease of life and what have you. And we've brought him back, and I think, Jacob, you were saying that there's rumours about him being away. I think we should. Just from what we've seen pre-season of him, and to be fair, I've not seen a lot of the games, but I've seen little bits. But the Harrogate game, he looked good, and I think we should, be doing all we can to keep
the contract out. Yeah,
just purely off, even if they've not seen enough of him with Sunderland, they should look at what he did at Blackpool. Same division. And what have you, and we should be looking to hang on to him. Pre-season, then, how do you think we've done so far? Spennymoor, we drew 2-2, 2-0. We won up at Hearts, 1-1 draw at York, and then of course that 4-0 win at Harrogate on Saturday. Conrad, start with you. What do you think so far at pre-season?
I'll admit I haven't watched any of the games so far. I still didn't quite forgive them for how they turned up against Lincoln in the second game of last season yet. So, beating a SPL side at any point, Hearts are still in the SPL, aren't they? They haven't been relegated. That we're aware of.
They got promoted, didn't they?
Oh well, there we are. So it's still an SPL team that we've beaten. So that I know some people will start mentioning, the SPL's not very good and that, but still, it's still always good to beat a side like Hearts, who used to play in I think they did play in Europe once or twice as well, and it's nice just to have a good game where we've got actually a good number of goals on the board as well. Then you're always going to have a game where you play someone who you feel like you should beat, but they'll get a point here against you or they'll win. It happens in pre-season, so you don't look too much into your defeats. You just try and sort of look at how the team play, really.
Right. Just very quickly, go to the chat. Jono84 says this team is rubbish compared to Jack Ross's team. Mike Fox says Greg and Stewart won't see Sunderland get promotion. So what do you think then, Dino? Pre-season so far, mediocre. Or are you happy with it?
I don't take pre-season seriously about results, because it's just about getting your fitness up and about learning your new teammates and tactics and changing things. I don't look at it like too much. We drew with York, but didn't York beat Newcastle, who are a Premier League team? So you can't really look at that. York give her a game, and that's what you want. You want a team to give you a game. You don't want to be walking over teams, beating them 4-5-0, because it doesn't test you. You want tests, and as much as York are a lower league team, they ran the hearts out, and they give her a really, 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 really good game. As you say, it's just about getting fitness, seeing what the youngsters have got. Like I seen that, was it Dyche, the left back or right back? Give him players like that a go to see what they've got. Let's see if they can play in this team, see if they can hack it at a certain level. It's just about.
Can I jump in? Can you? Where's this Dice come from? Is he just come through the kids or something?
West Brom.
West Brom. So what have we got? Have we got?
It was a trialist.
Is that what it is? Right. Okay.
I think we've kept him though. I think.
Yeah, contract offered. Apparently.
Right. Yeah, he played in the York game, didn't he? He looked quite good. I thought he looked all right.
He looked a bit fishy going forward. He didn't look like he liked to go forward. Like he wasn't one of them attacking fullbacks. He just looked very happy to just sit on the halfway line and defend, which I don't mind.
Well, that's what you need, though. You need that contrast anyway, don't
balance,
you?
Yeah.
He's only young.
Right.
How old is he?
I think he's 20, isn't he?
I would say that's not young for a footballer now, to be fair.
Yeah, but
Really? Yeah. Come on, Jacob. I mean, Jesse Lingard didn't come on until he was with 25.
No,
Do
he's
you know what
younger
I mean?
than that, surely.
No. Jesse Lingard's 28 now or something. People
Thing
are
is, though-
play scouters. Some people just don't
Not
find
for me.
it good until they're a little bit older.
Thing is, if we were winning 1-0 and there's 5 minutes to go, it'd be worth bringing them out. Worth a good roll of the dice, wouldn't it?
It's like when we used to throw Connor Wickham on back in 2012.
I just see what you've done there.
And he just worked it out.
Really, I was going to say, we're going to talk about, because I know we've talked about players we've brought in, but we haven't actually spoke about the players who have actually left, who were let go. Did we actually ever talk about that?
No, but
Come on to that.
we can come on to that. We'll go to Jacob first. Pre-season, what do you reckon?
Okay, from what I've seen so far, but listen, like what Dino said, it is all about fitness at the end of the day. I've lost countless times. The amount of pre-season campaigns I've seen for Sunderland over the years, where you think, wow, we're going to start the season like a house on fire, and then key example is the beginning of the Paolo Di Canio season. In that pre-season we went to China. We beat Spurs and looked good against Man City in that Asia Trophy. Like the players, we had Cabral, Mobo, Carlson, can't remember, was it Rebege looked good in that, and then we started this. It was an absolute nightmare. So you can't tell. Listen, it's all about getting the balance right, getting the right systems in place, experimenting with a lot of new players in the team, gelling the new signings that have come in, and also integrating some of the youngsters in as well. So yeah, it's just about doing the right things and then getting prepared for the start of the season.
Right, fair enough. Terry, pre-season, have you been happy with it so far?
Yeah, I think if we do well against Tranmere and Hull's been one of the better pre-seasons I've seen for a few years. I mean, the Spinningmill match, we played our first team in the first 45 minutes, and you could tell they weren't fit, but they dominated the match 100%. Then we changed it around, brought all the kids on second half, and the kids basically got beat 2-1. But it was a good learning experience, men against boys. Then the next game, Hearts, I thought we played really well against Hearts. We did well. York, we dominated the first half completely. Second half, we let them back in, whether the players got tired, I'm not quite sure. But York lifted their game a little bit. But yesterday against Harrogate, after the first 10 minutes, we just completely dominated the whole of the match after that. And I thought the likes of Embleton, when we ever seen a midfielder over the last few years drive through the centre of midfield and dominate the midfield. Good left foot, good right foot. I thought, like I said, Daniel had a good left back position, good. Winchester looked good at right back. I mean, we don't want them in them positions, but I said I'm a bit worried about the strikers. Stewart seems a little bit off the pace, a little bit off his game at the moment. Hopefully that'll come good next couple of matches or as the season gets on. Kimpioga, it could be a handful if he's improved again. Will Grigg looks completely clueless, but that's been Will Grigg since he's been at Sunderland. So I do hope the lad, if he stays, scores a shed full of goals. But at the moment, the way I'm watching Will Grigg, I'm thinking I still don't know if his heart's in it.
Right, fair enough. Just before I go to you, Jacob, because I know you want in there, we've got to say a massive thank you to David Bird, who's just signed up as a member. Don't forget, it is our new scheme we're doing here. You can join the team on SAFC Fan TV. Become a member, just hit the join button. It's $1.99. Help us grow our channel. It will give you certain perks in there. You get your little members badge by your name. And also, of course, we'll give you a shout out when we see that. And you will get members-only content as well. So content especially done for yourselves. So if you'd like to do that, we're much appreciated, and it will help the channel grow. Jacob, you was one in there, sorry.
Yeah, I think what Dino is saying, I think our midfield is looking promising at the moment, particularly what we have in the middle of the park. But my main concern is obviously with likes of Dan Neil, Embleton, and also Pritchard, who we've brought in on a free transfer. I think those three players, I think they like to play in the same position, in that number 10 role behind the striker. And I think the way how we've seen Johnson set up his teams over the last few months, he mainly likes to go with one player in there, but in behind, whether that will be Embleton, Pritchard or Dan Neil. I think it will be hard for him to try and find the systems where they can play all. I hope he does, but I think he purely likes to go with the one in behind. And I think the main player in the middle of the park that can drop deeper is Luke O'Nien, because he has got a bit of physical play about him. But it'll be interesting to see in the next 2 weeks what player he'll put more faith in to play in behind if he does go with that role. I don't think it'll be Pritchard, because I think he's struggling for fitness right now. He's only just started his pre-season, so could it be the likes of Dan Neil or Embleton? I mean, I know Dan Neil played at fullback the other day, but who knows? And Embleton, he could be on his way. Who knows? I mean, I just hope a new contract's on the table for him.
Right. Just very quickly, of course, in the absence of Michael Bowers, who's not with us tonight because he's been busy all day. I think out with all the ladies, probably. Thane is trying to steal his crown as Stato down here. Lee's saying Thane's an encyclopedia of football. Thane tells us that Dice joined from West Brom's under-23s. So there you go. Right, Dino, you touched on players that we've let go. Just looking at my list down here, Remy Matthews, Max Power, Chris Maguire, Josh Gowan, George Dobson, Charlie White, McFadzean, McLaughlin, Ledbetter, all out. Of which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those have gone to League One clubs, so we're going to face them. Although how George Dobson has got into the Charlton team, sort of beyond me anyway. Dino, do you want to start with any of them? Is any you think we should have kept, or are they not going to really be a miss to us?
I don't think there'll be a miss. I just found it interesting that Parr goes back to Wigan. I mean, it's never good when a player leaves a team to try and better his career and he ends up going back to the team he left from. And then I think Charlie White especially wanted to go to Wigan because I know Power and White are very good pals. Because me and Jack seen them on the beach together. So I think that White went to Wigan just to be with his partner in crime, Max Power. We've seen what they're like in League One. Power's very limited, and White, I mean, you've literally got to put the ball on the line for him to score. Charlton signing Dobson. I mean, I don't see him getting in the Charlton team. I really, really don't, unless Charlton have really, really went backwards. The Remy Matthews one, I'm still baffled by that. I don't understand how a player who was so bad in League One can get a move to a Premier League team. And he's not young, is he? He's about 27, 28, isn't he? So
it's young for a keeper.
He's not.
Keepers will go on to the late 30s.
Early 40s.
So bad.
Oh yeah, the age is no question. It's his footballing ability. I agree with you.
and it's like when Steele went to Brighton. I just don't understand. These must have amazing agents because I just don't understand how that works.
Lee Camp still plays in the Championship.
Exactly. I don't understand it. But I think letting them players go, I think they were all right to go. I know people were baffled about the whole, people were very 50-50 on the Charlie White, saying, why would you want to get rid of a 30-goal striker? But when he doesn't score, he didn't do anything. And, literally had to put the ball on the line for Charlie White, literally had to put it on his head for him to score. As Terry used to call him, one-touch Charlie White. If he had more than 2 touches, he didn't know what he was doing. He would just fall over the ball.
I mean, just to say I looked up just before we started dinner. He got 34 goals in all competitions last year for us, but he only had 42, including that 34 in 3 years.
But this is why I'm saying
it's a bit
like hands away, start scoring.
But this is why I'm holding out hope for Will Grigg. You know, I mean, well, you don't just be what you.
The thing is, though, White has the physical advantages. White's a big, tall lad who should be strong. Whereas Will Griggs with 5'5".
Listen. You don't pay £4 million, right, for somebody who's not managed to do it. You know, he's just it hasn't worked for him, and it might never work for him at Sunderland. It might not. But there's Charlie White, right, has gone 3 years and just had scraps and what have you, and all of a sudden he bangs them in like that. So why can't that happen for Will Grigg this season? Why can't
Attitude.
Right, okay, fair
Phil,
that's right.
We might find out on Tuesday night. I think Will Grigg's going to be starting on Tuesday night.
You know,
Mr. 1-on-1 on Saturday.
Who will play on Tuesday?
Tranmere.
I'll try
For the
and
cup.
The final repeat. It's their rematch for the pizza trophy.
Right.
Just forget to defend that this year as well.
Exactly.
Just very quickly, David Bird says if Embleton was off, he wouldn't have been played in the friendlies. You'd play players that were staying, which is what Terry was saying anyway. There's another one on here. Josh Gowan gone to Wickham, our favourite club. I haven't got a problem with Wickham. It's all you lot. Oh no, and Terry hasn't. Terry hasn't either.
I was so happy when Derby were allowed to stay in the Championship.
Isn't it?
When Derby have been allowed to stay in the Championship, what a decision that is. Yeah,
I think that's a good signing from Wickham. Like you say, a lot of people give Scowen a lot of criticism. I thought he breaks up the play in the centre really, really good. He's got bags of energy. You just don't let him shoot and you don't let him play them passes. But if you want someone to break the ball up and just
don't give him the ball.
If you want someone to just sit in front of the defence and break that play up, Scowen's your man. But anything else, if you want him to be
we all know every one of them who's left us is going to have the game of their life when they play. It's what happens when someone
three of them are going to be on the opening day of the season.
Yeah,
that's sod's law that though, and it's just very quickly. Adam French says we Philly need to get off the meds. Grigg couldn't score 3 goals this season. Well, we'll see, won't we? Jeff Holcroft, Spannerman, who speaks a lot of sense. And a very nice bloke indeed. We need to give Greg a chance, you know. So.
We've given him too many chances, man. How many chances do you want to give him? He had he had the ball on the line and still missed.
Right. Okay. So how long did you want to give White? 3 years.
I didn't want to give him last year, to be honest.
I didn't want to give him last year at all.
Okay.
But I'm willing to be proved wrong.
Quickly, Jacob.
One striker we haven't talked about, I believe Ross Stewart is more than capable of slotting in for a perfect replacement for Charlie White and doing really well next season.
I agree. I thought he was the little we saw of him last season.
He's coming good just at the end.
I thought, you know, he did all right. I think with a good run in the team, he could do. Terry, of the players what have gone, are we going to miss any? Should we have tried a bit harder to keep any of those?
The only player I would have kept, and I'm not saying it because I didn't want Grant Ledbetter to stay, because I would have been happy for Grant Ledbetter to stay, is that we probably should have kept Conor McLaughlin, I think, to be fair, so long as his injuries weren't too bad. I don't know what he's like for if his injury was bad at the end of the season. If he could stay fit, he would have been fine in our team this season, because we still haven't got a right back. So that's worrying.
That's probably why. I mean, he's without a club still. So I don't know if it's because of the injury thing, or whatever. But yeah, he did. I agree. He shone at times. He did a decent job. Conrad, any of the ones what have gone you'd have maybe liked to have kept?
No.
Oh, there you go.
No.
Jacob?
None of that. I'd have got rid of more if I could have.
I would have kept Maguire for at least one more season.
Oh, get out.
Who's he saying?
Lincoln.
Did Lincoln go up last season?
Yes. No, they stayed down. Still in league. They lost in the final, didn't they, to Blackpool? So, Chris Maguire's gone to Lincoln. Max Bauer to Wigan. Remy Matthews, Crystal Palace. Scoured to Wickham. George Dobson to Charlton. There's an interesting one. So Charlie White to Wigan. That's it, really. All right. That's people who we've let go. What about our biggest rivals this just before we do, we're on 77 likes, so we're quite close to the 100. If you just quickly hit the thumbs up, it'll take a second. Give us a like there. 154 people on the stream watching so far. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It is free. So out of the teams, what are in our league? Who do you think? I mean, this is a bit. I'm assuming that we're all having Sunderland to go up. Well, no, obviously not Dino. Dino was in 7th or something like that. But who do you think our biggest threat is going to be to us getting promotion? I'll start with you, Dino, because you're always doom and gloom, man.
I mean, you know what? I don't even remember who came up from the League Two and who came down from the Championship. I don't even remember.
Wickham have come down. CONRAD
Sheffield Wednesday.
about that.
Sheffield Wednesday on proper disarray, though, weren't they? Rotherham came back down.
Still got decent players, Sheffield.
I mean, Rotherham will probably be up there. I don't know where I might be a bit late at the party. I mean, where's Wigan getting all this money from? Weren't them supposed to be going bust? Now all of a sudden they're signing all these players.
They got bought out.
Yeah, they got new owners, didn't they?
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, they're signing all these players, but it doesn't mean it's going to work for them. But on paper, they should have, quite a good team. I don't even know. I really don't. Ipswich maybe. Ipswich have signed like Scott Fraser, haven't they? They've signed some players.
Mm.
Well, we'll go to Terry because if you've obviously Terry's got his own channel and he's been well active over the summer, and me, and I'd like to think the other lads have been loyal to Terry and have been tuning into his vlogs. And you've got
the Euros as well.
You've got high praise for Ipswich this season, Terry.
Yeah, I think they'll do well. They got beat at Crystal Palace 1-0 yesterday. They've got that Pickett, haven't they? Pickett from Wimbledon. He's gone to Ipswich as well. I think they're getting 2 or 3 decent signings. At Ipswich, they'll definitely be in the top. Definitely be a shoo-in for the top 6 easily. I predicted from the early predictions that they would be number 1, but I might do another one as we get closer to the start of the season when I see what players have actually gone to different teams. But they'll definitely be in the top 6 for shoo-in for me, Ipswich, if not winning the league.
Right, fair enough. Conrad?
It's the likes of like Sheffield Wednesday, Wickham will be up there with us. And like Terry said, Ipswich as well. There's not as many when I was looking through the league table as I thought were a problem last year. But the biggest problem that Sunderland face every year is themselves every single time they get. Last season, we were in Easter weekend with it in our hands to be like, we've got games in hand over Peterborough and we're playing them now. Games in hand over Hull and we're playing them in a couple of weeks. And we won 1 more game out of 11. Like, we're our own worst nightmare sometimes. So it's a case of, I know we probably said it last year as well, it's all well and good looking at who's going to be there with us. Can we make sure we're there first before we start looking at other people?
Right, okay. For me, do you think Wickham are going to be up there thereabouts?
Just to annoy me, yeah.
Got a chance.
Yeah, do you think so?
Not with Scowen in the side, no.
Yes.
I knew he'd say something like that.
It's a fair point, though.
Really, I hope they go down again for cheating, but
Jacob, anybody you fancy other than us?
Chef Wed, I think they've got some decent experienced players from a higher level. I think that even though they're in a bit of financial bother, I think you'd expect them to be in the top 6.
Do they still have Jordan Rhodes?
I think he might have. Did he go back to? I don't know. He's been passed about a lot, Jordan Rhodes, amongst clubs in the Championship and things. But he did play for Sheffield for a long time, I remember. Wigan, I think if they get certain deals over the line, I think they'll be right up there. Even though they've brought in a manager, Portsmouth, which some would argue the style of football might not be the best. I think with the fans going back to Fratton Park and the atmosphere that they can create, Portsmouth, I think, will be up there as well. Will be a tough place to go. And I think another team also have come up from League 2 and will have momentum behind them after the financial disarray they've been in, Bolton as well. I think they'll do really well next season.
Yep.
Did you see the funny thing at Portsmouth in pre-season the other day?
What's that?
They were playing Bristol City, and Bristol City ran out of players to play. So Portsmouth said, you can borrow one of ours to play the other half hour. That player scored against his own team.
Are you actually being serious?
Yeah, genuinely.
They allowed that to happen. They actually allowed.
He went on and he played for Portsmouth, even though he's a Bristol City player, and he scored for Portsmouth to make it 3-0.
Brilliant. Yeah, to be honest, I mean, that's a good shout, that Jacob, with Bolton. I mean, they're probably going to be on the up now. I think there's a lot of decent teams in League One this season, and it ain't going to be easy. For me, I mean, I'm going to ask you, where do you think we're going to finish? this season, and I'm starting this time because I never ever back against Sunderland anyway, and I'm going to try and avoid saying up by Easter, but
No.
I just think KLD will be a more professional owner and will be used to sort of like, you know, with all the Monaco connections and with his dad and all that. I just think he'll get it right. And we're still, you know, the biggest club in League One, and we can't deserve not to be there. So I'm going to say we're going up as champions, but maybe not by Easter. Conrad, what do you think? Where are we going to finish?
What's the highest we've finished in League One? Is it 4th? Was it
5th on it? Is it not 5th?
Yeah.
I don't know. 5th. 4th.
Oh no.
We're our own worst enemy. I can't look past that for years of experience of it.
Well, are we? Because every year we've been in League One, we've been made favourites at the start of the season. Does anybody know? Is that the same again? Because I mean, is that
6-1?
6-1.
And we're
favourites.
Are we favourites?
Do they watch us?
We were about a week ago.
You do know they only do that to get money off you. You do know.
Is this that same thing where when at the start of every international tournament, England are the favourites, and everyone's like, "How are we the favourites when everyone else is still in it?"
Rankings, isn't it?
All right, just very quickly, Jeff Allcroft, Spannerman, has said that I've just jinxed things. He did say earlier, Philly, no predictions, please, because I always get them wrong. But no, this is it. Because of lockdown, I've evolved. I'm a new man. Terry, what do you think? Where are we finishing this season?
Well, I think we'll definitely get in the top 6. I think that depends on the next few weeks for the transfer window. But I do think we have some dark horses at our club, some really good youngsters that could shine this season if Lee Johnson gives them the opportunity. I really do. I think, you know, every now and again you get a team comes along that blend the youngsters in with some experience and seem to do really well. I think we could be that this season. I've been impressed with what I've seen so far this season in pre-season. I know it's only pre-season. I know we played against low opposition, but still, I've seen some, you know, something good there, I think.
Right, fair dues. Confident then. Shout out to David Newell on their Coventry fan. We like to get all the other fans from other clubs joining in as well. So thanks for your kind comment there. Jacob will come to you, and then we'll find out how far down the league we're going to finish with Dino's prediction. Jacob, what do you think? Where we're going to finish?
Tough. It's so hard to call right now. We haven't got the right signings in through the door yet, but based on what we currently have, I'd say 6th, but I think we'll win the playoffs this time. This will probably come back to bite me on the arse.
Right. Tony Lee says we've got no chance of promotion with what we've got, sadly.
So far.
But I don't think it's looked... I know I'm always like rose-tinted spectacles and what have you, but I don't think we've looked too bad pre-season. And the youngsters
nothing.
what have been and have sort of been all right. But anyway, to bring us back to earth with a massive bump, Dino is going to tell us that we're just going to avoid relegation or thereabouts, yes?
I don't believe we've got one of the strongest squads in the league. I really don't. I think the squad's very young, very inexperienced. So I'm going to say we're going to finish outside the playoffs just at about 7th. But if we make a couple of more signings, which I think will help the team, I'll change it. But right now,
No, I'm not.
You're allowed to change. Of course, you're allowed to change.
Oh well, I'll change mine with one game to go.
Oh,
To be fair, Philly, to Dino, we do need to do these predictions the week, like the Thursday before the first match.
Well, but what we'll do is the week before, as we did last season, and we'll actually predict the league. We'll take every team and we'll see where we think everybody's going to finish. Now, we did that last season, and then what you normally do at the end of the season is you come on and we see how well we did. But we also did that badly. We thought we'll not bother doing that. So, but we will do that. We'll predict where each team we think is going to finish in the league. We'll do that. So you're saying 7th, Dino?
I'm going to say right now with the team we've got, I think 7th.
Right. Okay. No problem. All right. Well, look, we are running out of time now, and I'm at work tonight. Back at work. I'm back working. Oh yes. We've got Tranmere Rovers on Tuesday down at Brenton Park, 7 o'clock kickoff. What about some predictions? Just a friendly.
Do I have to? I don't care. I don't really care about it. Like if we get beat, draw, I don't really care.
No, cheers, Dina. F2 in.
Thanks. Yeah, just let me just.
F2 in.
There you go. All right. We don't need that sort of negativity on this channel. There we go.
No.
Right then. Predictions then. Just for Tuesday. Come on, Dino. It's just give us a prediction. Doesn't matter if you care or not.
6-0 Sunderland.
6-0 Sunderland. Jacob?
2-0 to the lads.
What?
2-0.
2-0 the lads. Right, okay. Terry?
3-0.
3-0 the lads. Conrad?
3-0, yeah.
3-0. And I've gone 2-0 as well. So
I'm copying Terry because Terry's been watching the product, so I trust in Terry.
Well, we've all gone for a clean sheet then. Listen, it's good to be back. We do apologise for sort of going missing in the summer because we did have stuff planned. I mean, CONRAD put a load of work into different things we were going to do, but with England doing so well, and we got sidetracked and doing that.
You know what, Sully? It was a nice break. It was nice to enjoy the summer.
Yes, well, we was all too busy anyway. You were just playing golf.
Oh, mate. You'll see it on Sky Sports a couple of years, man. I'm on the ball with this golf.
Well, you caddying for somebody.
I don't think Dino. Surely a foul if you're on the ball, Dino. You're not allowed to be doing that.
Dino, you got to beat me, yes.
I'll do that easy now. I'm telling you.
Oh.
We'll have to get a game in. We'll have to get a game in, mate.
Right, look, great to be back. We have missed you. We do apologise for sort of going missing.
I haven't missed you.
Neither have I.
Thanks, Dino. Cheers.
I said I missed you earlier on, Dino.
Yeah,
I've missed you. I've missed Kaz more than Phil.
Yeah. Oh, right. Well, Kaz will be back on at some point, I'm sure. Listen, it's great to be back. We'll be back again on Thursday for a Thursday Night Live. 96 people we got hit the like button. Just 4 more people will give us 100. That would be nice if you want to do that before you leave. If you're new to the channel, you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And don't forget, you can become a member of the channel now, where you'll get a little badge next to your name. And it looks like you go green. Your name goes green as well, which is all good. And as you become a longer member, you get a different sort of perks.
So are you doing a meet and greet for them as well? Do you have to do a meet and greet with them as well?
Well, apparently there's going to be a signed photograph from Terry. Is going to be sent out to. Is that
for the dartboards?
Yeah.
What's that?
Nothing.
I missed it anyway. So anyway, it's good to be back, and we're back in full flow now. We'll be back on Thursday. We're going to look to do. We will be going to the home games, but the away games, we are gonna do a live stream. Somehow we've yet to work it out, but we're going to do that. So if you see us at the home games, come and say hi to us. We'd love to meet you, and like I said, stay tuned for commentary of the away games. That's just about it then, lads. So from myself, wee Philly, I'll say bye. From Conrad Lee, give everybody a wave. Thank you very much. Terry, say bye to everyone.
See ya.
Jacob Kirkbride Dan says, say goodbye.
Dino flexing.
Bye,
There you
guys.
go. And he's just about to go make his bed
Amigos.
as well. Dino, say bye to everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all on Thursday. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.